Oh, hi. Well, welcome YouTube. I guess now is as good a time as any to do my review of the all-new 2023 Kia Sportage, or as you all in Canada call it, you fancy people, you call it the Kia Sportage. Anyway, today I'm going to review the Prestige edition. There are 3 levels in the Kia Sportage. This is the SX Prestige with the black exterior and the carmine red interior. Enough of that. Let's get on with the review, shall we? Thank you all for watching this honest and in-depth review of the all-new 2023 Kia Sportage Hybrid, or you can call it the Sportage if you're in Canada. The 2023 Sportage is available in 3 different trim levels: the LX and EX and the SX Prestige. It's also available in many colors, one including the matte gray, which is only available in the SX edition, but I really think it's a cool, sporty finish. All Sportages include, in the hybrid models, a 1.6-liter turbo powertrain with 227 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, 6-speed automatic transmission, 17-inch alloy wheels, mode select, which is normal, sport, smart, and snow modes, auto climate control, auto headlights, rain sensing windshield wipers, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. The LX starts at about $27,400, the EX is about $31,190, and the Prestige clocks in at about $36,390. All in all, the review I will be doing today is with the SX Prestige at about an MSRP of $37,400, which offers significant features. So let's check it out. Well, it's time to get a look at the styling of this new 2023 Kia Sportage, or soon to be 2024, because the styling on next year's model, so I hear, is going to be the exact same. So if you're looking for a Sportage, the styling is going to be the same next year, so I hear. Well, anyway, let's get to it. So the rear of the car is pretty common. All right, we have our LED taillights and backup lights. We have our Sportage badge along with our Kia logo. Okay, the all-new logo. You can see the interlocking KIA. We have over here another badge, which is the hybrid badge. All right, up top we have the tinted glass, backup, sorry, not the backup, the brake light, as well as the fin for our radio and satellite. All right, as we move to the bottom, you see this contrasting trim, which looks great up against the high gloss black finish. This is a metallic paint, so if we look close, there are metallic flakes in here, which gives it a nice shining, shimmering look in the sun. So that's all cool. Now, one of the things that is missing are a couple of badges back here. So we don't have a badge for an all-wheel drive, as well as the trim level. So by looking at the rear of the car, you're not going to know whether it's an LX, an EX, or the SX Prestige. However, there are a couple of indicators from looking at the car from a distance. The first is this trim level around the windows and doors. On the EX model and the LX model, this is a metal trim. It's a contrasting trim. It has that steel look, and it goes around the entire window frame. On the SX Prestige, it is what it is. It molds right in with the black car or any other color you choose. This trim level is black. This trim is black. Also, you can tell this has the charcoal gray aluminum alloy wheels, and they are 19-inch, which is standard for the Prestige. As we move down the side of the car, the lines are nice and sleek. Okay, tinted windows, as we can see. On the bottom here, we have a running board that does contrast with the body panel. So that's quite nice. We have that contrasting look just like we do in the back. Okay, we move to the door handle. Pretty common. It does not contrast. It's molded right into the same color as the car itself. We move to the rear view mirror. Of course, we have our turn signal indicators mounted right inside the mirror. All right, underneath here we have the camera. And those are the cameras that we use to see oncoming traffic when you turn. So if you're turning and you're trying to get into a lane, your blind spot will be illuminated with that camera. Illuminated, you'll see it. Okay, we also have a blind spot indicator right here on the mirror that does light up when there's a car in your blind spot. Now we come to the front of the vehicle. This is weird. I can see a problem with this one. You notice the body lines on the roof line here, it kind of curves. Boy, getting a glass to fit this has got to be pretty expensive, huh? So it goes and then it goes down. There's a little dip in the front. I'm sure finding a glass piece for this is quite expensive. But anyway, that being said, let's move to the front of the car. All right, so here's where the Sportage takes the cake in its design. Look at this. We have our boomerang lights and our LED headlights, which kind of looks like a spaceship. It's pretty cool. You're going to do a double take on that. We have a contrasting panel down here for our fog lights. All right, the Kia logo is right on the front with the interlocking KIA, their all new logo. Just below that is the front facing camera. And of course, these sensors are mounted all over the front and rear bumpers. And again, the other headlight with the boomerang running lights and your LED headlights. So again, this style is going to continue for 2024. We have our reflectors on the bumper. I guess that's not the bumper, that's kind of the wheel well right there. And as we move down the other side, everything is just the same as the side before, with our contrasting body panels. Of course, our outside mirror, same thing. And now let's get to another feature of this car, which is the parking assist. So here's the key fob. It's pretty simple to use. It's got the functions as any other key fob. However, this has what they call parking assist. I've only used it once. I've used it twice, I should say. And what we need to do is, if the car is parked in a parking spot that's really tough to get in or out of, or you want to park in a parking garage up against the wall and the wall comes right up to your door that you can't open, we can simply use the parking assist to do that. So let me show you real quick how it's done. Okay, so let's try to use this parking assist, shall we? So we're going to lock the door twice by pushing the lock button. Hold the button in the front to start the car. Okay, I hear it. Keep holding it. That didn't work. Let's try it again. We'll double click. Hold the button. There we go. So we can tell it started by the lights flashing. Okay, we can hear the car running and the lights on. Okay, since it is a hybrid and the engine doesn't run, the combustion engine, we do need a little bit of a noise to warn others, and that's what it is. So let's say I want to pull the car out of a parking spot. I go ahead, hold down the forward button. It disengages the parking brake. Make sure the wheels are straight, and it should start to move. Okay, the car is going to move by itself until I release the button. So I'm still holding it. Okay, it's out of its parking spot. When I'll release it, it stops. If I want to put it into a parking spot, I hit the opposite button. Okay, it's going to beep. That tells me it's backing up. And there is no driver. It kind of backs right into the spot all by itself. Nice little feature. Okay, let off and it stops immediately. It's a nice little feature again, but I very rarely use it. If you do, that's wonderful. But it is equipped in the SX model. All right, now it's time to go over the greatest part of this car, which is the inside. Now this vehicle happens to be trimmed out with the black interior and the carmine red. We have the power adjustable front seats. Both the passenger and the driver's side seats are power adjustable with 2 memory selections, 1 and 2 for each driver. We'll start with the interior door panel. We have the carmine red soft leatherette material inside with all of the window functions easily accessible, like as usual with any car. Mirror adjustments, again, the automatic settings for the seats. One thing that kind of disappointed me with this car, I mean, yeah, it works. The seat adjustments do work, but not with the mirrors. We have to actually manually adjust the mirrors with these settings. So I'm kind of like, whatever, I guess it is what it is. Saving a little bit of money, but yeah, so the mirrors don't adjust. We get into the car. Let's just make sure the seat is back. It is. Great. First thing we notice is this gigantic screen right in front of us. This display screen, again, runs from the driver's side all the way to the middle of the car right here. Now, let's close the door, get in, seat will automatically adjust, and let's put a little power into the car, and I'll show you all what it looks like. So the screen comes up. It's all digital display, no analog functions on here. And of course the infotainment center is to the right of that. So we're going to start with an overview of all the controls, starting from left to right. Down here to the left, we have our control functions for the interior lights, our traction control, our lift gate, and a 12-volt battery reset. I haven't used that yet. Right next to it here is the parking brake. That's the electronic parking brake. To release it and to set it, you simply pull, and it will complete that function. But this car happens to be set up with automatic parking brake, so as soon as you put it into neutral or drive, it will disengage, and if you put it into park, it will engage. All the control functions for the driver is mounted right on the steering wheel. To the left, we have all of our radio control and voice functions. To the right, we have all our display functions. So for example, this screen will, we look at the top, we'll change each screen. And then we have our selection knob right here, which will select different options in that. So I'll go through them one by one. Looks like it's time to take a break, or the last break was taken. So it kind of reminds you to pull over and take a rest break. The next one is accumulated information. So that's kind of like your trip information, different modes. This is pretty cool. MPH. And what our average MPG is. So this gets about, right now I'm getting just over 40 miles per gallon, which is great for this car. We have our directions and info screen. Tire pressure, engine temperature. This is for the traction, not the traction control. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle. And when we take it for a test drive, I'll actually leave it in this mode because this car will automatically send power to different wheels as needed. So right now it's a dry, nice day. So generally the front wheels will be doing most of the heavy lifting. And again, everything is pretty much displayed here. I'm going to go right down here because this has to do with this display. We have our gear selector. We have, our reverse, our neutral and drive. Our park button is in the middle. Engine start stop is right here. These are the functions for the heated seats as well as the cooled or ventilated seats, we call them. And our heated steering wheel. In this contraption here, we have a fantastic place to charge your phone. Yes, it does come with a phone charger. Also with a 12-volt, 180-watt power supply, USB, and other inputs here for your USB-C. Let's close that up. If we move down, we have these cup holders which adjust for different cup sizes. Big whoop-de-freaking-do, but it is, what it is. Slide that around. Hey. And it's for big cups. You hit the button. Oh, little cups. Okay. Right here is our drive mode, our hill hold, auto hold, and our cameras. So yes, we can push this button, and if we look on our infotainment screen here, it will give us, there we go. We can display different camera views. So this will give you a top-down view of the car. This will give me the rear camera. I'll just turn that off. And this is really what I wanted to get into, this drive select mode. So this will lock in all the wheels for snow mode and give you different functions. And those functions are displayed on the driver's info screen. So as I turn this knob, you can see right now we're in economy mode. I generally drive in that mode. It gives you, just like it says, the best mode for gas mileage. If I turn it, puts me into sport mode. We all know what that is, what sport mode is. It gives more power to the lower end, gives it a little bit more torque, but is not as good in fuel mileage. We turn it again. Oh, she started up. This is smart mode. This will actually learn your driving habits and accommodate the car accordingly to get the best gas mileage based on how you drive, whether it's local or highway driving. And if we turn it again, it goes into snow mode, which locks all the wheels. So if we look here, all the wheels will turn simultaneously to give you the best possible traction in snowy conditions or muddy conditions, which is fantastic. Moving over to the infotainment screen, this is quite a large infotainment screen with plenty of buttons on the side. Of course, this is now set to maps. Okay, so we can see where we are easily. We hit that button there, it'll slide over, it'll give you your energy consumption, how it is distributed. So right now we have about a half a battery. We have our drive. It'll tell you whether it's operating on electric mode or gas mode or both. We're going to get back here. Our navigation system, of course, is up. If we hit this button, it's called the home button. It brings us to this starting screen. I won't go through everything. It'll take me forever. But anyway, you've got your hybrid mode. All right, that will give you all the information on your fuel economy, your electric motor use, your energy flow. So right now, again, I'm getting just over 40 miles per gallon with this car, which is, again, for an SUV, I think is pretty good. We'll hit home again. I'll just go over a few of these. Your phone, again, self-explanatory. You can set up your phone, valet mode, climate control. Let's have a look at that. All right, you can set your climate control. It gives you your outside temperature. You can sync it for right and left. This has dual climate control, so passenger and driver can stay comfortable. We'll hit the home button again. We'll see what else is on here. Radio setup. You can go to different screens by swiping right, swiping left again. You've got your user manual, Kia Connect, which I do have installed on my smartphone. That will kind of let you pre-cool the car, preheat the car, start the car, find the car. It gives you a little, you can actually check out the camera views around the car. So if you're in a mall and you don't feel safe, you want to see if there's anybody lurking around your vehicle, you can certainly activate the cameras to see who or what is lurking around the car. So we've got a ton of functions in here, real snappy, okay? You hit on anything, it goes right into the mode. Home, right into the mode. Radio, let's see what that does. Of course it turns on the radio. Okay, Sirius XM, FM, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which is, of course, standard with most cars now. Gives you the weather, what it's going to be up in here. But it gives you a lot of information on this info screen. I think you're going to like it. Okay, down here, if we take a little bit down, this, how can I say it nicely, sucks. I don't like this setup at all. It's going to take a lot to get used to. It's taken me over a month and I'm still not used to it. But what Kia did is they integrated the radio controls along with the heater and climate controls. What is that all about? So you can see here, it says with this button, volume and power, right? What the hell? So I'm thinking, hey, it's the volume for the radio, right? And it's to turn on the radio. But if I push it, it turns on the radio, right? What's it supposed to do? I push it again, it turns off the radio. However, if I push one of these little buttons over here, it now turns in to our climate control system. So everything changes. Your sync for right and left, your air condition, defroster, your fan speed, and your auto climate control, recirc. All of your climate functions are on the same knob and same selection switches as your radio. How many times, you know how many times I went to turn down the radio and I turned off the heat? So every time you want to switch between radio and climate, you have to kind of hit that button. And then you've got different menus here as well. So that does take some getting used to, but I found that if I use the radio functions on the steering wheel, it kind of, and just leave this set up for my climate control, that seems to do the job. But if we move over to the passengers, all right, you can see the air-conditioned vents. It's really sleek, really nice. The dashboard, you know, it's got the hard touches, but also it's like a leatherette material. It's really easy to wipe down, keep clean. We have the carbon fiber, well, this faux carbon fiber for a little bit of an updated, sportier look. I think is really, really nice. The handles are integrated right into the door, so it gives it a sleek, sleek design. I love the carmine red up against the black. I think that's a great, great contrast. And let's see, up here we've got our light, vanity light. Of course, we've got to have that. These are neat. Touch lights. Always simply touch those. Map lights come on and off. Kia Connect, if you're in emergency, hazard warnings. And we have our sunshade for our panoramic sunroof. And of course the sunroof opens to reveal a beautiful day outside. Actually, it's a sunset, so it's a beautiful sunset. And that takes care of the front of the vehicle. Now, in this model, it does come with the Harman Kardon premium sound system, which is really, really rocking. It kicks ass. It's got a good sound to it. You've got this beautiful integrated design. It kind of looks like a spaceship. It's got all these weird lights that come on and off when you start the car and turn the car off. Let me see if it does that. Well, no weird lights. Sometimes it gives you those weird lights on here. It's pretty cool. We'll see if we can get that before the video ends. But anyway, that is the cockpit and passenger area of the car. Now let's move on to the back and we'll see what that has to offer for us. Yes. The rear door panel is quite simple. Of course, we have the Carmine Red soft touch. Okay, we have the window control, some hard touch points here, hard touch points here, and of course the plastic piece here, along with the sleek design of the door handle. And we have the Harman Kardon system, one of the speakers, and there is one in the other door as well. They are child-proof and tinted glass. Okay, so the rear area is pretty good. We actually fit 3 child seats in here. We have a couple grandkids, and we can fit 3 in here. So just to show you, we do have the child seat in back of the driver's seat, and as you can see, there's pretty good room here. Enough room, plenty of room for the driver and the baby. Beautiful Carmine Red seats. Of course, these are not heated or ventilated. With the headrest, the black and Carmine Red, it looks pretty sharp. Let's get in. All right, so inside the car we'll start over on this side. We have USB or power points here, right in the seat, and on the other seat as well. The back is hard, which I like. It's easier to clean when the kids kick it, but it is surrounded with a softer material. On the back of the headrest, we have this hook, which is really neat. So my wife, she puts her pocketbook over this, or you can put a grocery bag so it's not laying on the floor and tipping over. It's a good place to hang a bag or two. Up on here, we have our, oh my goodness, bars with the reading light and a hook for our clothing. And we'll just scoot on over to the other side. And of course, it's the same with the passenger seat. We have the hook over here. We also have a little bit of a hook here, so you can, of course, hang a bag or whatever you like over here. Have a pouch over here. Okay, it's pretty symmetrical, pretty easy, and very comfortable back here, I must say. Very comfortable. And on the other side, we also have the bar with the reading light. Okay, there is quite a lot of room back here. I don't think there is as much as the CX-5. I think the Mazda may have a little bit more room, but, you know, I've got plenty of headroom. And I've got plenty of room between myself and the front seat. This is where I normally sit up here. That's my height. I'm about 5'8", 5'9" on a good day. And I've got plenty of room, plenty of leg room. So it is comfortable back here. Of course, the ventilation system keeps you nice and cool. I wish they had ventilated seats or heated seats back here, but they don't. All right, let's move on over to the center. Pretty easy. This pulls down. It's a cup holder, nothing fancy. It is leather, not leather, but that material that Hyundai and Kia use. Simple drink holder, nothing more, nothing less. And it flips up when you're not using it. And of course, the rear seats do fold down for extra storage. It's a 60-40 split fold down. And that does it for the rear. Pretty comfortable, pretty spacious. Just to go over, it does the Kia Sportage, the 2023 Kia Sportage offers a lot of cargo area. Maybe not as much as your CX-5, but it does offer plenty of room for suitcases and luggage or camping gear, whatever you need it for. We do have a 12-volt, 180-watt power here. We've got a little light, a couple of speakers back here, and of course we have the releases for the seats, as well as indents here for a cover, which I do have. The liftgate is fully powered. Of course, we just touch that button, and it is a fully powered liftgate. All right, well, that concludes the boot, or the rear of the vehicle. Let's move on. Well, good evening, everybody. It's time to take this 2023 Kia Sportage, or the Sportage. It's time to take her out on a test drive. Before we go out, just want to go over a few little things. Number one, I have the infotainment center set up for a little map and engine performance here. So it's just going to monitor the energy flow from the battery to the electric motor to the internal combustion engine. That's all that does. It's just a visual monitor. Okay, to my left here on the driver's display, I have it set up for my all-wheel drive monitor. So this is just going to show in the middle here what wheels actually do the heavy lifting, what wheels actually propel the car. Mostly it's going to be the front wheels. I do have it in economy mode. The weather is perfect today, no slippery conditions on the road, so as usual the front wheels should do most of the heavy lifting today. Also, before we get started, I do have the intelligent cruise control. It is not on, but if you do hear some beeping and some lights flashing, that may be the lane keep assist. That tells me to get the hell back in my lane. I think I have that off, but you never know. Oh, one more thing before we get started. If you notice, as I said before, this is an all-digital display. There are no analog functions on the driver's display here. That's a good thing in a way, because it can be manipulated to display anything you want. So if I'm making a right-hand turn, this indicator right here, my economy mode indicator, will turn. You can see it's now the right camera on the car. So that is actually giving me a view of my blind spot on my right-hand side before I make a lane change. Same thing on my left-hand side. The miles per hour now goes digital up front. And now I can see the view on my left-hand side. So if any cars are coming on my left-hand side, I can see that visually before I go ahead and make the turn. Okay, I have that off. That's pretty much it. I do like those features. And believe it or not, this is these features come directly from the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and the Kia 6. I believe it's called the Kia 6. Yeah, those are the electric vehicles. And this display here is almost a perfect copy. So let's get started. Put it into drive. I am going to take it out in economy mode right now. We'll switch it to sport mode in a few, but let's get started. All right. So I'm just going to take off from a stop. All right, nice control, nice feel on the wheel. Now the car does feel solid. I've driven a lot of vehicles before, and sometimes even with new cars you can hear that they're cheaply made. You may hear a rattle, a knock, you know, loud engine noise, loud road noise, whatnot. But this feels sturdy. I can, you know, obviously hear some road noise and some engine noise, but all in all, a pretty good feel. Let's take this turn a little hard here. Can feel a little roll, but that's to be expected. It's an SUV. Steering is soft. You know, there's a little bit of play in here. Not that that bothers me, but that can bother some people. And if you like that tightened up a bit, you can just simply switch it to sport mode. And when I do that, of course, the display changes. So to the right, instead of an economy meter over there, or economy indicator, you get a real life digital RPM gauge. And of course you can see more power is being equally distributed between all four wheels. And I can feel a lot more low end. Let's give it a little punch. It throws you back in your seat a bit. And I can hear it revving at higher RPM. So the sport mode does work if you're inclined to use it. But I generally keep it in economy mode. I like to save fuel. Yeah, there's my lane keep assist yelling at me. It's a quiet riding car. Again, to the right I have my energy flow indicator, and you can see right now that I am only using the electric motor. Okay, and as I let my foot off the accelerator, it's charging the battery. And if I put my foot a little more heavily on the accelerator, you could see the internal combustion kick on. So we'll take that off. And that, my friends, is just about it. Again, there's nothing special about the ride or the drivability of the car. It's really these electronic features that are above and beyond, in my opinion. The safety features are just very good. You know, it does take, to be honest, it does take a while to get used to this this lane keep assist. You want to, you know, if I'm making a right-hand turn or a left-hand turn, you know, right on the highway like I am now, you kind of want to get really close to that line. And lane keep assist wants to keep you right in the middle. So if you're using intelligent cruise control, it's a little weird. It does takes a little getting used to, but I think everybody can do it. All in all, a nice riding car. I'm going to put it into reverse here. And if you look at the infotainment screen, of course, we've got our beeps. We've got the overhead view, and we've got our rear view camera. It's a nice, you know, it could be better, but it's really a nice system. I like it. I use the overhead view, pulling right in between two parking spots, as we can see. But it will let you know when you're getting close to a curb or another car. You know, with the red indicator and the yellow indicators there. Also to your left here on the display. I don't know if we can see that, but that also will show you your backup lanes. And that's pretty much it. And then when you go into drive, okay, you can see now it switches to the front camera. So it'll give you a view of, you know, if there's something in front of you like a cat or a small animal that you can't see and you're ready to go. This will stay on until you start to move. And then once you start to move forward, it should go off. And there we go. I just wanted to bring that to your attention before we get back to our video. So I have driven the LX edition as well as the SX. And you would think that the SX is far superior in its technology package. And for the most part, it really is. But one thing struck me as a bit strange, The Android Auto and the Apple CarPlay in the LX is a wireless or wired connection. The Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in the Prestige is only wired. This new Sportage Hybrid, if you drive it, there are a few quirks and adjustments that you may need to become a little bit familiar with. First, you may notice a bit of a hesitation when you're driving an uphill or you're starting from a complete stop. This is pretty much due to the delay of the gasoline engine automatically starting and engaging as, part of the hybrid system. So that will cause a little bit of a hesitation. You will not hear the car start. So when you push that start button and you turn on the ignition, you won't hear anything. So remember, this is important, to turn the car off when using the start and use the start stop button, because you won't hear the engine running. This is in most all hybrids. So just keep that in mind. With the Sportage, the lane keep assist and steering assist are a bit aggressive in my opinion. It really likes to keep the vehicle in its lane, and you really, before disengaging these safety features, I would seriously recommend that you take the time and learn about them, drive with them, get used to it. I think in the end, after a bit, just, a bit of time, you're actually gonna enjoy using them. In my conclusion, the 2023 Kia Sportage performance, it's very good for a hybrid. No, it's not as powerful as the Toyota RAV4, but, hey, look, I think most people purchase SUVs for highway, driving, not high performance, or they don't purchase it to go from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. It's a family car. The Sportage has plenty of power though. It's got power for passing on the highway, it's got plenty of power for cruising speeds, and you can get from 0 to 60 in just over 7 seconds, which, to be honest, is about the same as a Toyota RAV4 and better than the Mazda CX-5 and the Honda CR-V. So overall, the response, the steering response and the braking response are normal for this class of SUV. The steering is a bit soft though, which I happen to like, but it becomes a lot stiffer and more responsive in sport mode. So if you like that, just click it in the sport mode. The seats are quite comfortable. The SX trim does have a softer ride and has pretty low engine noise while driving. However, you can hear a bit of road noise, at highway speeds like most SUVs. While it's not excessive, it is noticeable. But just on a note, the intelligent cruise control, just be aware while using this function, yes, it works, and it works quite well. But here's the little thing. You gotta be aware of it. There are times when this automatic cruise control, for some reason, the lane departure and the automatic steering, they just disengage. If the camera can't pick up those driving lanes, it will disengage and it doesn't beep. So you gotta just be aware. I do say that the styling, in my opinion, is great, and it's up to each of you to decide what is important, what styling is important to you. I always say that in my videos, but this Sportage has upped its level of styling by at least 2 years. It's definitely on par with the rest of the modern SUVs, but its front end has made this SUV stand out from all the rest. Hell, just one look at the front of your Sportage and these crazy boomerang headlights, it'll have most onlookers doing a double take at this car, wondering, what kind of car is that? I've never seen anything like that before. Looks like a friggin' spaceship. And the interior styling of this Sportage is no different. I especially like that the blind spot cameras actually activate automatically when using your turn signals. Hey, I can see in my blind spot. What a great idea that is. The intelligent cruise control is easy to use. The infotainment center, again, is big, bold. There are a few things that are not so perfect with this car though, such as the climate control. You know, these settings are used with the same controls as the radio. There have been several times, I mean more than a handful of times, when I went to turn down the radio and instead I turned off the heat or turned on the air conditioner. Also, the memory seats, great, but how about Kia? Come on, why don't we adjust the outside mirrors? I mean, why not? Also, the materials on the seats, armrest, and door grips are beautiful. You can see they're nice touch points. But there's still a lot of plastic hard points on the dashboard. It could use a little bit more soft touching to bring, you know, we want to bring this up to maybe a truly luxury car. I mean, come on. The Mazda CX-5 kind of did it. Why not the Kia Sportage? I know this is a little bit nitpicking, but I did say this would be a pretty in-depth review. I know it's been long, but hey, look, overall, I think this Sportage, the SX edition, has a massive safety features, updated technology, and if you were shopping for an SUV in this class, I would definitely put the Sportage on your list of test drives. Well, I think that's it for now. I hope this review helps you in shopping for your next SUV. Take care and have a wonderful day. And this is what it looks like with 3 child seats. So we have a booster and 2 baby seats in the back here.